Selective eating disorder is an eating disorder in which an individual only eats certain foods. Although many people would call this fussy eating, it is actually a type of eating disorder, as types of people feel repulsed by the idea of eating different types of food. This can be due to textures of food, but also can be due to PTSD, for example choking on a type of food at an early age. For others, they can't be in the same room with a certain food and gag at the sight and smell of them.
I'm not really too sure what that is, but it's clearly something not right. Like someone shouldn't have this sort of irrational fear of food. Yes, very fussy. Currently, potato, pizza, pasta, a bit of fish, a bit of chicken. Only vegetable I eat is peas, and the only sort of fruit intake I get is in juice form. I won't do it. It makes me really uncomfortable. I refuse to do it. If I want to try something, I'll try myself. I don't need someone to push me. For me, it's to do with the texture. I work in a bar where obviously I have to try a lot of new things, and because it's all liquids there, I'm more than happy to. And I like experiencing new tastes. It's the textures that really put me off. On my social life, yes, in some ways. For example, going out. If you're going out with a girlfriend, going out with mates, can't go to like top-end restaurants and stuff. Sort of like limited to what I can eat and where I can go because of my diet. I'd like to think so. I hope so. Like there has been improvements in the last 6 years. No, I've had this since I was, as I said, the age of 4 or 5. So smoking, I only started smoking about 4 years ago. So up until then, it's been fine. Like, I've always had it.
Possible symptoms of selective eating disorder are eating much less food than needed to stay healthy or missing meals completely, sensitivity to aspects of some foods, such as the texture, smell or temperature, appearing to be a picky eater, lack of interest in eating, attempting to avoid social events where food would be present, weight loss, or needing to take supplements to meet their nutritional needs.
Okay, what do you think about someone who eats, for example, just chicken nuggets and chips?
That probably shows they don't have a very good diet. Just shows that they're, I don't know, not very healthy.
They'd probably become rather ill, but if they had something they like and exercising okay, they'd probably be okay in the end, so yeah.
Yeah, possibly picky, or I mean it depends on how much money they've got to spend on food, I guess.
Probably, yeah, fussy.
I just think she's a bit fussy.
Oh, or just had that, like, they were so fussy they only ate one individual thing.
So, this is an actual eating disorder called selective eating disorder, and it was, recognised as an actual disorder in 2013, so it's very recent. So, does that surprise you that this is an actual problem for people?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a real thing. I thought, I didn't know.
I haven't heard of it. I know it probably does sound like an eating disorder because they're not eating anything else and they just prefer that.
Yeah, I guess if they are, so they physically can't do it, then maybe.
Well, if it's actually been this research gone into it, I'd probably think, yeah, it probably is some substance to it.
Selective eating disorder is different to other restrictive eating disorders such as anorexia and bulimia. For example, it doesn't affect the person's beliefs about the shape and size of their body, and also, someone with selective eating disorder won't restrict their food intake for the specific purpose of losing weight.
Do you know anyone who has this kind of problem?
I have a friend who eats like only 12 different types of foods.
Maybe, but not to that extent. I think I had some friends that were quite picky, but I've never heard of anyone only really eating maybe 2 or 3 things.
I don't think so personally, but maybe like friends of friends, I don't know.
My old school, who was in my sister's year, who's younger, and all he ate was Marmite wraps. But I think he was just quite fussy.
I do have a friend that he's very picky, but I think that's to do with him being on the spectrum slightly. I think that's part of one of the things is that he doesn't like change, and so he only eats potato smiley faces and dinosaur chicken nuggets.
It was only in 2013 that this was acknowledged to be an eating disorder and falls under the category of Avoidant Restrictive Food Intake Disorder, or ARFID.